What's up, good people? David Taub here from Next Level Guitar, bringing you another inspired by lesson. In this little lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about Carlos Santana and his style of play, which is quite awesome, and I really like the guy. And man, he's reached such a level that, you know, you just hear a couple of notes from him, you don't even know who's playing, and you automatically know, oh, that's Santana. That's the epitome of guitar playing. You can have that instantly recognizable tone, which of course is, in my opinion, in your hand and in your heart, right? So some of the things that he does a lot that I wanted to kind of turn you on to, if you haven't been doing these, you might pull some of these and throw them into your own playing, you know. When I hear Santana, and again, this is just what I hear, you know, I hear things, first thing that always grabs me is his passion, his emotion, his feeling in his playing, you know. He just seems to be pouring it into every note. It's just oozing out of his pores almost, you know. And it really comes across in his playing is just so passionate. And I hear things like, you know, lots of unison bends and fast triplet runs and pull-offs, and things like half-step passing notes and slurs, and a real kind of rhythmic kind of style to his playing, that real Latin kind of percussively rhythmic kind of thing, locking in, always kind of complementing what's going on with the band, what's going on with the drums, or what's going on with the percussion section. And also he likes that minor to major third bend. I'll show you that. And he seems to play a lot with the ninth, using that in the sixth, kind of the Dorian mode, you know. At least that's what it sounds like to me, right? So let me show you a few of those things. Now, one of the things that he does a lot is these fast triplet runs. And I was playing, like, I was throwing in the ninth or the second in the key, which I was throwing in this B note on the high E string, and I was playing this lick. So I was doing that, picking the 8th fret, pulling off to the 7th, pulling off to the 5th. And he does this a lot, and you get this once you work up the speed. And then hit it kind of twice. Hit that C note twice, and you get. And he does that a lot in his playing, where he'll play these fast, kind of triplet pull-offs. It's kind of like a 3-note run. So you pick the first note, pull off, and you get that. The other thing he does too is he likes this ninth. And when you're playing in minor pentatonic, add that in there, because that's not in the scale. But you could use that ninth, or the second, because it is in Dorian and Aeolian, and it works. And you could slide off of it. And I hear that in his playing a lot too. Or you could bend the ninth to that B to the C to that flat third. So that's a real nice note. I hear him use that a lot. So throw that into your playing, especially when you're playing a minor pentatonic. Another thing he likes a lot is that flat third to major third bend. So the flat third in the key of A is the C. And I have it here. I have it. It's C. You have a C here. You have a C here. You have a C up here. You can do this on any of them. But what you want to do is, especially if you're playing in the rock and blues rock kind of realm, that flat third, that C, you can get away with bending it to the C sharp half step, and you don't necessarily have to hit that exactly. You can kind of, but have that bend be like a bwomp, put a little hook on the end of it, and you're bending that flat third to the major third. That's a nice bend, so use that a lot, and it works in minor pentatonic and blues all the time. Flat third to major third bend. And you could go back up on the C. See, I did it here. Another C note. You could do it on this C up here. Okay, that's a nice flat third, major third bend. Another thing in minor pentatonic and blues he does a lot too is he'll use these half-step passing notes. Notes outside the scale, which would sound dissonant if you, like, for instance, the F sharp or the C sharp, but you can make them sound good by playing them like a. I could use them all. But what I'm doing is I'm playing them like a one end, like an eighth note slide. Don't stay on it too long, because if you're not sure if you could use it or not, you want to get on it and get off of use it in passing. And he kind of does that with that rhythmic kind of playing that he has. So you want to kind of put a little hop into your playing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, real choppy, real staccato-y. So those half-step passing tones are really, really useful, because your ear hears something dissonant. You can hear how dissonant that G sharp would be, especially like over that A minor 7th chord. But if you use it in passing, your ear hears that dissonance, but you're off it so quick it can't pick it up. It just hears something cool, because you're not on it long enough. Eighth note, think one end. One end. So throw those passing notes in all the time, whether you're playing in the Santana vein or not, and you'll really spice up your playing. Unison bends is a huge thing I hear in his playing a lot. And that's where he'll take a note, bend it, and then hit another note which is the same note. So you got to bend. For instance, here I'm bending this G note up to the root, the flat 7th up to the A. So you got to bend that up, and at the same time I'm hitting the A with my first finger on the high E string. So you want to bend the 8th fret on the B string to the 10th fret, hit that A note, and then play the A note with your first finger, and you get this. And that's a unison bend, because you're bending the notes in unison. Now, at first, if you're not sure of that bend, hit both of them together and press them up, and you'll hear the notes colliding, and then they'll come like this. You'll hear them banging, and then you want to pull them till it's one note, till they're together. You'll hear the vibration. I'll bend it out of tune on purpose. You hear that? You hear that? Wow, it's shaking until, and that's when you know when you hit it right. Now I'm hitting both. It's the same note, but if I leave it flat, hear that? So fool around till you find the spot so you can hit it every time. See, they're both in unison. Okay? Remember, don't leave your notes if you're going to bend. You don't want to bend sharp. That sounds very grating. So that's one of his favorite unison bends. And also here's another one. He'll bend like this D note up to the E, a whole step, and then hit the E with his first finger. So you're bending on the G string, bending the D to the E. Check your bend, and then with your first finger play the E, and you get that, which is very common in his playing. He likes that bend. There they are in unison. So check them again. You can hear that dissonance or that colliding. See? And it gets closer and closer together. There it is. So practice that. And he's big on that blues scale too, adding that blue note. That E flat in the key of A, or E flat is the blue note. So slide off of that, bend to it. Flat third to major third bend. So throw them all in there. And you can even play Dorian if you want, which would add the 9th, or the 2nd, which is the B, and then add that major 6, which is the F sharp, and you get this. And that's A Dorian, which is the same as G major, and I'm just doing it in one position, but you want to do it all over the neck. So enjoy that. Go to our website at nextlevelguitar.com.